Welcome to the First 40 Sports Show. It's Blackthorn, Ice, Water, and Puma going straight to the top stories. Texas is the new number one, and I got to say they look impressive. They lost their starting quarterback, and then one of the Mannings stepped in, and they didn't miss a beat. And so I wanted to ask you guys, I'm going to go to Black first. What is the team, or what are the teams or the players that have impressed you the most this season in college football? And what's the most disappointing team in college football right now?
Texas going to get some of, press, but I'm going to go with old Alabama, man. I was thinking when this new coach came in, I wasn't expecting them to kind of stay where they were. And that quarterback, that Rouse was balling. I'm going to have to, look at Notre Dame for the most disappointing, man. Even though they won, I just don't see Notre Dame as being strong. The road is set for them to kind of be in the playoffs. I'm not sure they're going to make it.
Ice, who are the teams that have impressed you, or the team that has impressed you, and who's been the disappointment this year?
Yeah, I had to piggyback on Texas. I mean, Quinn Ewers is getting it done. Come off, they've been very impressed with the first three games, and then they lose him. You come back with Arch Manning. Arch Manning's like, really? I just been waiting on my opportunity. Throws for like five touchdowns, 318 yards in one game. I mean, I know it wasn't the greatest competition, but still, you got to be impressed by that. Again, I do follow up when you mentioned about Alabama as well. I think they're doing real well. But the test will be coming up here pretty soon when they go on September 20th when they play Georgia. So we'll get to see what Alabama's, are they ready for the big time or not? I also, too, even though they haven't really played a lot, just the way that they're this early on, another team is Miami of Florida. I like their swagger. We don't know what's going to happen with them down the line. They have Louisville coming up on the road soon enough, and they might just roll through it because I think their schedule is a little light early. I say that for a lot of teams, but they're a little light. And with that being said, they can run for a while if they can get by Louisville. You can look up like Miami 7-0. How the hell did that happen? And the team, of course, that has been a major disappointment to me. I can say Notre Dame, but dude, come on, we know what it is. It's Florida State, bro.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, considering what's going on down there. The just things in general. I'm really concerned and wondering why. And hindsight is 2020, but looking back at it now, at the quarterback play, you could have picked up the mobile quarterback that was on the bench for Utah that transferred, right? So many options, but I guess they did what they could do. But I'm just kind of wondering about why they didn't do more.
Yeah, I'm going to start off there. Florida State, big disappointment. I know it's not the same team. I know it's not the same quarterback, but you picked up a quarterback who couldn't get it done in Clemson, couldn't get it done at Oklahoma State. And then how is he going to get it done at Florida State? And to go 0-3 right now, there's a lot of questions there in Florida State and Tallahassee right there, because that's not what was supposed to happen. The teams that really impressed me, I'm gonna throw one at you all that you're not looking at right now, and I know why, because they haven't really done anything in the Big Ten impressive. But Texas is it really impressed me just sitting there watching them, and then Illinois sneaking up in the top 25. Illinois is a good football team. We're watching every game, and I'm like, you know what? I got to keep my eye on them. So I want to see them get into the Big Ten, the heart of the Big Ten schedule, to see if they're for real. But they snuck in the top 25 for some reason. For some reason, they snuck in the top 25. And I see Ice just sitting there like, okay, you ain't gonna say Ohio State, but
Nah, I mean, look, like I told you early on, these preseason, these first 3 weeks don't matter, bro. Anybody could be up there. Colgate could be number one. Hell, if they win enough ball games, I'm just keeping it 100. I only talk about it when it matters down the line, bro. Because all of right now is just stuff. You just talking. It's fluff.
What I will say about Ohio State, they got a receiver. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's his name, Ice?
Jeremiah Smith, but he just one dude, bro. He like, look, he young dude. But that's the thing. They always have wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison played for Arizona in the NFL. He played part time, caught 4 passes for 130. That's
Yeah.
what they do. Wilson, oh come on, bro. And look, it's not surprising They just had to get the NIL money up. Anyway, I didn't say that.
Right. Going to segue right into the NFL. Going to stay with you, Ice. What games or games stood out to you, or players that stood out to you this particular weekend?
Okay, I'm gonna just rip the Band-Aid off, right? It was on earlier, I'm gonna just rip it off. Derek Carr, Derek Carr. 2 games, 500 yards almost, 5 TDs. And we know who they beat like yesterday. I mean, they just come. I don't know what happened. Alvin Kamara was just a monster I don't know what happened to the defense with Dallas, but somebody must have gave him a rejuvenation shot, Kamara that is, and he's rolling and making things happen. I'm sitting there like, wow. Second part I would say is just even though it's only been 1 game, 1 week, is you got to give it up to Malik Willis over at Green Bay, right? He's just a great game manager for one of the games. So with that being said, that's all Green Bay needs. They just need to keep doing what he's doing and keep managing the team along with their defense and other guys helping him out until Love comes back. So that's going to be major. It's last but not least, Harbaugh out with the Chargers. He is everything that Justin Herbert needs. He's like the tutor, the mentor. You see him slapping him on the shoulder pads, getting him hyped up. It's like, dude, you can do this. You can do this. Herbert's like, no one's ever told me that since second grade. No one's ever told me that. Oh my God. Look, hey. Plus, too, they have a nice little 1-2 punt. J.K. Dobbins and Graham, I think it is, at tailback, running back. So the defense is fired up. Not sure how far they're going to go, but they damn sure a lot better than they have been in the past.
Like, I'm gonna take this one before you take it. Marvin Harrison Jr. from Arizona. I mean, just came out and showed why he was one of the high draft picks. And little man was able to find him yesterday. And the Rams were trying to chase that little rabbit around. Aaron Donald could get him, but those guys could not chase the rabbit down, and he was just running around like it was the little rascals back there, just throwing passes and 10 seconds behind the line of scrimmage throwing passes. Your teams or games or players that stood out?
I'm gonna go with the team Minnesota Vikings, man. We all thought when their rookie quarterback went down, and when I can't win Kurt left them, that they weren't going to be able to survive. Man, look what they did to San Fran yesterday, man. Look what they did to San Fran yesterday. That coach is real. That coach is real. Sam Donald. Yes, Sam. I'm the Jets. Donald is basically playing and leading the charge, man. That's impressive. You guys basically talked about Arizona. I was going to kind of go there, but then I'm going to switch over to Pittsburgh. I'm going to switch over to Pittsburgh because in reality, looking at them with a quarterback that's not doing a lot, but he's doing enough. He's doing enough with that defense to where they're finding ways to gut out some wins. I'm not saying Denver was a big competitor, but they're doing enough. And don't look now, man, but I know we're talking about New Orleans. Tampa Bay is going to be a team to be reckoned with, man. Tampa Bay, at the end of the day, is going to be a team that's going to punch you in the mouth and be reckoned with. So those right there, for me, are it. As far as disappointment, I'm going to throw in the Baltimore Ravens. They don't know who they are. They have no idea who they are, what they want to be. They're just flopping around. And if they keep doing what they're doing, the quarterback to me is going to get hurt, and he's not going to have a long season.
Yeah, he was hurt last year, wasn't he, or the year before? Yeah, and it took him some time to get back. We're going to stay with the NFL, and we didn't want to really talk about this last week because we were trying to get more information, but there are 2 stories. I'm going to go with the Tyreek Hill story first. Black, I'm going to go to you with this one because I have yet to see the whole videotape of what really happened, but give me your views about what happened with the Miami police and your views about this particular situation, man.
Well, it's interesting because, Tyreek Hill, to me, I'm going to focus more on him because police officer, we know what they do. The police officer that was suspended, he was just suspended 6 times in his entire 27-year career. So it's nothing unusual for him. And I hope he gets dealt with. But I'm sorry, man. As a black man in this country, you can't get pulled over, get handled the way you get handled. It's going to put a microphone in front of you. I'm trying to figure out what happened. You know what the F happened, bro. Stop lying. You know what happened. Don't sit there and act like and play stupid. And that's what bothered me. But I'll say this, and I said to you cats before, what the first thing that came out of his mouth was, this is why Kaepernick was kneeling. I don't want to hear if it wasn't me, what would have happened. I don't want that BS. This is why Kaepernick years ago was kneeling and why a bunch of you punks chose not to kneel with him. So I'm going to leave it there, bro. Because outside of that, the video, it speaks for itself. It does. But he's not 100% innocent when it comes down to provoking. But I'm gonna leave it there because here again, when a man stood out for us as black men, what goes on, what's not being told, he didn't get support from the NFL players, the black players. He didn't get it. They ran and high like a bunch of little punks. So good. I didn't mind from that perspective. I wish I would have slammed you a little harder.
Wow. Ice, your views, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, as you mentioned earlier, and I mentioned to you off air, is the factor that I wanted to see the whole video because we went from one extreme to the next, and I told you this before. When they keep saying he was arrested, bruh. Where I'm from, and what I understand, when you get arrested, you go to jail. You don't get detained, bruh. You use the words properly. He was detained for a while, inconvenience. Now he roughed up. I'll give you that. But when you say arrested, just because they put you in handcuffs, does not mean you were arrested. Where I'm from, you were detained. So as you mentioned, I like to see the video, the whole video, well, how we go from him being slammed to the ground or them talking crazy to him, guy getting really aggressive with him, to all of a sudden when he says, call Drew, everybody's Drew Rosenhaus. No, Drew is the head of the Dolphins security over there, over at the stadium. He comes over, and then all of a sudden, everything's wonderful. The guy has a lot of clout, apparently. But all of a sudden, you go from, well, I think I want to be a police officer still one day. And well, let's get you over to the stadium so you can entertain everybody and make everybody happy for Sunday. Are you okay? We didn't scratch you up too much, did we? Well, how the hell you go from one extreme to over here? And he wasn't mad no more either. They said he wasn't mad no more either. He just went on ahead and he just played the game. I'll talk about it afterwards. Yeah. I'll talk about it afterwards. Again, because he was, he's who he is, he was privileged. Now he got a little privilege because all of a sudden he just walked away. Again, stop saying he was arrested. He was detained because he still was able to entertain you. When you turn your TV on, he caught that touchdown. About, oh, he's okay, wonderful. We'll talk to you about therapy afterwards.
Yeah, I assume that there's going to be more to this story as the weeks go by. But last week when I saw it, I think we were coming on the air, and I'm like, because we did the show on Sunday, and I'm like, wait a minute. We don't have enough information to kind of make comments on this. There's another story here. Tua goes down with a concussion. Stay with you, Ice, on this one. Should the Miami Dolphins say, you know what, dude, we don't want you to risk your health and get more concussions, because he's had a lot of concussions over the years. I think he's guaranteed $124 million. So should he just take his chips and say, you know what, it's been great, but let me kind of bid adieu?
Okay, first of all, let's keep this 100, bro. If he ain't got one lung hanging out of his body, the average NFL player or anybody's had any success on that level, he ain't going nowhere. They're gonna have to push him out. His parents will have to come in and say something or whatever. I don't think there's enough evidence to show that guy that it's enough, because he's always thinking in the back of his mind, you know what, I'm gonna be okay. I can get through this. Because that's how we are. Athletes on that level are built. They've been trained all their life. You know what? If it's not, if it's not broken, just keep moving. You're gonna be okay. So I think the Dolphins are kind of hedged their bets a little bit. They say they want to have have his best interest at heart, but if he says he can play, unless he shows that he's clearly not able to, and they can't get their money's worth, I mean, they'll pay the money. They may not want to, but until he says I'm done, or there's inconclusive evidence, medical evidence to say so, it's gonna be let's roll. Just when we clear you, put him back out there.
Like, I had coaches in my life tell me, either you're hurt or you're injured. Because you're hurt, you can still go out there and play. If you're injured, you got to go sit down. So what are your thoughts on this, man?
Well, I don't think the Miami Dolphins himself has any obligation to say to not let him play. The man's in the contract. If he feel he can play, he's going to find a doctor that's going to sign up and say, yes, I can play. That's going to happen. There's a lot of money invested in him. And it's sad because when I heard about, I didn't watch much of the game. So when I heard he got a concussion, I went back and watched the play. He should have been running the ball, bro. He out there running the ball like he's a linebacker. I'm just going to say that from the start. And I'm not trying to play Monday quarterback here, but he should have been running the ball. You know what, the chances are you getting a concussion. And we look at it, he wasn't even hit that hard. No. So in reality, he's going to be thinking that I can go back. And last year, let's face it, he played last year. I don't think he got one concussion. So he's going to find a doctor to sign off, and there's a lot of money at stake, bro. There's a lot of money at stake. He just signed a big contract. I don't see him walking away. I will say this though: you're that young, and like I said, you dedicate yourself to doing something for your entire life. It's going to take a lot to walk away, bro. At 24, you're not thinking of 44. You're not thinking of 54 or 26. So he's not thinking that way. He should be, but he's not. He's like, I can do this right now. The sad thing is, those days when they come, they may not be good for him.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't make the right decision, man. Whatever decision he makes, I'm good with. But you would hate for him to walk away from the game and then ended up like, Junior Seau and some of the other guys who suffer from CTE. And it's a dangerous, dangerous situation. It's a dangerous, dangerous game, and they make a lot of money to put their bodies and their minds on the line. Major League Baseball, Ice, it's coming down the stretch, man. I'm looking forward to it because I'm not watching any more regular season games. Who's going to be the odd teams out of the playoffs, of the wild card, man?
Well, one, I think if they're not eliminated already, we're gonna move down to the NL area. So I think the Cubs are already done, right? The Cubs are done, or they will be eliminated soon. Who else? I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. I'm trying to choose. I think it's gonna be either between Kansas City and Seattle in the American League, because I think Baltimore is so hot that they're gonna make it happen. But Kansas City or Seattle, I think Kansas City right now may be the better team. So we'll see what happens there. The Mets, of course, are like 9 outs, or they're done. I think it's really weird. My question is that I really want to know, as you mentioned about who's going to be left out, I want to know how strong is Philadelphia when you think about the NL East. They have spent a number of dollars over the years putting together this team, waiting for this talent to come together, and finally they're waiting for them to rise up. Are they ever going to do it, or is it just, a facade, putting a bunch of money up there and to get you happy during the regular season, and then they fold? But we know where the money is. Milwaukee's in first place in their division, but you know what it comes down to in the NL West and in the AL East, Dodgers, Yankees. That's what people want to see. At the end of the day, Texas is not doing what they did. They full. Like I told you, when you're full and you're not hungry anymore, you never show the display of hunger anymore. That's how it is with them. But everybody wants to see Yankees, Dodgers, and I hope we get it because that's what everybody deserves.
I'd be happy with it, but I know me and Pop won't be talking during that series because somebody got to go. All right, let's go to the WNBA. Black is looking like the Lynx and the Liberty in the finals.
Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. I'm sure he said. I'm telling you. The players are going to get started at the 22nd of this month. The first round gets started. And yeah, you would think that because when you think about the Lynx, you look at them being, I think they're in second place standing, and you got Liberty number 1. But I'm going to tell you something, man. I know they were kind of floundering throughout the ending part of the year. Do not count the Vegas out, my brother. Yeah. Do not count Las Vegas out because I think that when it really gets in there, they're going to start to kind of toughen up a little bit. They're going to be a tough out. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Indiana's going to make some noise, bro. Indiana's going to make some noise. They're going to hurt some teams. They may not get that far. Now, I know you're scrunching your face up a little bit. You tighten up because you think I'm going to talk about one particular person, but they're going to make some noise inside of there. And not only because of her, but you have the guard, Kelsey Mitchell. I mean, that woman's playing out of her mind. And people don't talk about her much, but they should. Alea Boston, that center. Yeah. I watched them play Vegas maybe a few days ago. What she does inside and what she does to Wilson, woo, it's going to be tough. So I'm not saying this is their year, but when the Royals really start turning, they're going to hurt some teams, man. And Asia Wilson, this young lady just passed over 1,000 points, bro. 1,000. I mean, this lady's going. I mean, I know what else can be said about her when I think about it. Of course, she's going to run away with the MVP. I mean, 3 times. She might win 3 championships. And get to the point to where she's so young. Let's just say Vegas go on to win. What is left for her to do? When you think about it, what is really left for her to kind of do? I mean, at this point, you got 3 championships straight, 3 MVPs. You got the scoring title. You coming back for what? What are you coming back for? So it's going to be interesting.
Ice text me on Friday night, like, man, you watching a WNBA game? And I was actually doing some work on it, and now I'm not watching the game. And so he was, I guess the Fever and Aces were playing. And so that sounded like a barn burner, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. I mean, and everybody talks about Caitlin Clark, and I mean, rookie of the year, I give you that, but I wanted to see because I've never really watched her on that level. I wanted to see her against the best and the aces, man. Let me tell you something. I heard about A'ja Wilson, right? I heard about Gray, but when it came down to the nitty gritty, they are monsters. And Blackthorn mentioned as to what else why Wilson keep playing, because she's just that nasty and mean. Tell me, she wish somebody would step to her. You can just tell when she go to the rack, when she come out, it's like, what you say? She looking for a reason. I love her. You don't take much. If you say something, when you give her a look, I think Caitlin Clark swung her arm back at her, and some more girl was like, chick. You know, just like, what? What are you doing? But they are monsters. I've never really watched Plum either. She has a nice jumper. But the one thing they did more than anything that I really liked about them, even though the game was close or it allowed to get close and Caitlin Clark was doing whatever, when it came down to the nitty gritty, they clamped down on her defensively. And they say, well, tell you what, you're not gonna beat us. You might be rookie of the year and all that, but you done got this twisted. Over here, when we win in titles, you might throw a nice dime and you might get 22 assists. You ain't shooting that jumper. You ain't getting that off. And they are on her. And at the end, you could just tell that the Aces had just too much, right? And the way that they play defense and overall, when those women are serious, if they come back with the same attitude, I don't see nobody stopping them. I mean, I understand everybody else is getting fired up, but that collective group, and then we already know who the coach is. Everybody mad over there, man. They just turned it up. Everybody like, what you say? Let's turn that switch on. So until somebody beats them, I'm rocking with them. I will be watching them throughout the playoffs because they're a great entertainment to watch if you like basketball.
All right, let's get got a couple of moments for some quick hitters. What's some quick hitters, Black?
It's funny, man. I'm gonna hit you first quick, bro, because over the years you go about baseball. Now you barely even watch it, man. I don't know what's going on with your cousin, man. Who are you? I'm just trying to figure that out, man, because you come on here, man. It's like, I mean, you ain't watching the WNBA, you ain't watching this. So
the season's
what's going
too long,
on, man?
bro.
What's going on with you in the sports world, baby?
The season's too long. I spent all day, Saturday, Sunday, watching football. The season's too long for baseball for me. I just can't. I just can't do it anymore. Quick hitter, Ice.
Yeah, my quick hitter is why is it though? And I ain't mad. I understand that. And I watched the WNBA game. I understand Caitlin Clark is the rookie of the year, right? But if you know A'ja Wilson is gonna win the MVP, why is it necessary for people to go, well, you know, Caitlin Clark is in the running? No, she ain't. It's over. You talking about she in the running? Okay, well, she's right there in the. Okay, she's not gonna win it.
No.
Okay.
I don't think they'll give it to a rookie.
Oh, I mean, but period. Look at the season.
Yeah.
Look at what's going on. Okay, why can't we just be happy that she stepped up, she helped marketing, things have happened. She's amazing, she's great. She's showed that she's worthy, people love her. Okay, great. But why you gotta just act like well, you know, in another time, she would be no, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Last second shot, Ice.
My last second shot will be Dallas Cowboys fans. Let me tell you, I told y'all the first week was gonna happen in Cleveland. Then we come back around. Y'all quit getting your hopes up. What my man say? Trash. And one brother, it's like this. Quit getting your hopes up. That got his money. Everything is cool. Realize they're like a jilted. When you feel like a jilted lover, you're gonna be happy sometimes you with them, and the next day they're gonna let you feel like you a piece of crap. That's Dallas, bruh. Just accept it. Quit acting like they are. Well, you know, this is the year. No, it ain't been a year since '95. That's when I first started writing as a journalist, and that's when Eddie George won the damn Heisman. 1995. Deal with it. Trash.
Hey, joy and pain, like sunshine and rain, Black. What's the last second shot, man?
Man, it's interesting. The commissioner of the WNBA came out, she was on CNBC, and they asked her about the racism and the sexism that some of the players were dealing with. And she totally avoided the question. She caught a lot of flack for it. She went on to say that it's, you know, she looked at Clayton Clark and Reese as being like Magic and Larry Bird. It's not the same. It's not the same. And you have to basically understand, I mean, she can't really relate, but if you can't say something about that, you can't. You just understand it. But you should have spoke to what Angela Reese has been going through as she's been in the league, what she's been facing. Death threats to a young lady that's all she wants to do is play basketball and be good at it. That's what you really talk about.
After the game last night, I ran in here and listened to the radio of Chicago Bear fans. When are you gonna realize it's the coach? It wasn't Jason Fields. It wasn't the defense. It's the coach. He's a bonehead. So he eliminated everybody but himself. Who does he have to blame now? We'll see you next week.